We're talking health and fitness on Healthy Living through martial art taekwondo. Special guest Senior Master Hawkins is here with me today. He's a 7th degree black belt and founder of Genesis Black Belt Academy. You are here to share just a little bit about how you're using taekwondo as a fitness and health wellness tool at your academy. Can you start talking to me just a little bit about when you were first introduced to the martial art of taekwondo?
Well, I was about 7 years old, and there was a television program called The Green Hornet. I think that was in 1967, and I was intrigued by that. I was small. Bruce Lee was small. I'm sorry, Kato was small, and I liked what I saw him do. And I said, you know what, I think I can do that too. And that's when I actually started doing martial arts. And it wasn't Taekwondo at the time; it was karate. But we continued to change names and things of that nature. And then I said, yeah, I think I'd like to do this. I like what I saw.
Okay, so why is the martial art of taekwondo, important to you?
Well, like I just said a minute ago, when I first started doing martial arts, I was not doing Taekwondo. I was doing some Kung Fu and some Japanese karate. But when I found out about the difference between the martial arts, Taekwondo really stuck with me because it is the way of the foot and the hand, or the hand and foot way. And by me being who I am, it is I'm a child of God, so I like that word way. And I looked into that, and I began to understand that the Taekwondo was more than just kicking. It was kicking and punching. And I love the philosophy behind it, so that's why I chose Taekwondo.
How do you think taekwondo is helping you, your family, and students have the best quality of life?
Well, as I think about my children, each one of my older children, my grown children, got their jobs primarily because of their ability to defend themselves. My son, he at one time worked for Stax Music Academy, and they hired him the first position was the security guard. And then from there, he went on to start teaching the orchestra and things of that nature. But he's a third degree black belt. My daughter, she works at FedEx, and again, because of her physical skills, they hired her and put her in a management position. And she's a fourth degree. My other son, grown son, is a police officer. And when he went to the police academy, his training just allowed him to be excellent in all those areas. And then when it comes to my wife, she's also, I'm sorry, John, I forgot, he is a fourth degree too. My wife is a third degree black belt, and she's co-owner of the school. And of course, we've had babies, and this health in Taekwondo helps her keep her shape somewhat. I thank God for that. And then there's myself. I love Taekwondo because it allows me to set a pace and set a goal that's not what anyone else sets for me, but I set it for myself. So it's a goal setter for me.
Okay, and what about your students? Do you set fitness goals or health wellness goals for your students as well?
Yes, each one of my students, when they're are ready to test, that is, be promoted to the next rank, there's a physical fitness test that they have to go through that we call the HEA Fit Test. And it's a 360-degree round a year fitness program that we do. And if they cannot make that particular mark, which is 300, then they have to go back and build up their strength and come back again. And it allows them to understand what fitness is all about, the importance of it.
So, how are you using taekwondo as the tool, like, in not only for your students but for your family and you with healthy eating, exercise, and maybe on a spiritual level? And we don't have to do all of them at the same time. I can come back. I just wanted you to be thinking about all three of them, but using it as a tool, fitness and health wellness tool with healthy eating. We'll start with healthy eating.
Well, my family, we stopped eating certain meats a long time ago. I'm not going to say we are vegetarians. Someone called it a flexitarian. We eat fish and chicken. But anyway, the idea of making sure that you eat the proper food started outside of Taekwondo. But then once we really understood what it was all about, that is how we keep our mind and our spirit and our body intact, the healthy eating just really just took off. And we make sure that we eat eat the proper food, don't drink sodas to that greater degree, and the sugar intake. It's very important that we watch those things. And if my wife was here, she'd tell you she'd try to make me drink more water. So yeah, the health issue is big for us because we're trying to train our children up the right way and stay healthy and get off that junk food.
And what about exercise?
Well, I teach class 4, maybe 5 days a week, and in order for me to teach the class, I have to be active on the floor with those guys, with my students, and it causes my body. When my wife, she says my metabolism is very low, so I don't gain weight, but I feel it every now and then. But the idea of staying a certain weight all your life, it's easy for me to do because of the fact that I get up and I exercise and I go to work and I come back and I teach my students and I just love feeling fit. And Taekwondo is the primary cause of that. I cannot teach my students the things that I cannot do.
And what about spiritually?
Well, the name of my school is Genesis. It means the beginning. And even though Taekwondo is not a religion, it does not take away from who I am. That is, it doesn't matter if my faith is different from another person's faith. That's not it's not a fight. It's not a comeback in that area. What it really does, it pulls out the best in you. And since I do trust in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I use that word, like I said before, the way. And Taekwondo means the way of the hand and foot. And I use it in a lot of ways, especially when I'm coming from a biblical standpoint. Genesis Black Belt Academy. That means go back to the beginning, and we'll get you to the point that you should, what we call your destiny. So I am crazy about spirituality when it comes to Taekwondo. There's a lot there.
And what kinds of fitness goals do you set for your students? For instance, if you had someone to come to you that wants to start, maybe they're an adult and they had no prior martial arts training, they're interested in Taekwondo, but they also wanted to lose weight and maybe incorporate a few of the things that you do with the healthy living, the exercise, and spirituality. What kinds of goals do you set for them, and how do you make sure that they are obtaining those?
Well, the curriculum that we use, the ATA curriculum, it is way above any other curriculum I've ever seen before. And I really don't have to set the goal for them. That the packet that I give to them, and each rank comes along with particular things that they must accomplish before they go to the next rank. And I, as their instructor, as well as their examiner, I watch them. And if a child has to do certain things, then I don't expect them to do the same as an adult. And if a person that has a health issue comes to me, then, with the doctor's permission and so forth, we find ways to help them. I don't care if you're blind. I don't care if you're crippled. It does not matter. You don't allow what people say is your limitations to really limit you. You find ways to get over that. So yeah, we do set particular goals for them. If I can do 100 push-ups, then that's great for me. Maybe you can only do 10. So we say, all right, you did 10 today. Next week you do 12. The next week maybe you can do 14. It's all about improving self, not being in competition with anyone else.
So what inspired you to open your academy?
The area that my school is in, there wasn't any martial arts academies, and the one that I was in when I started with the American Taekwondo Association, it closed up, and it was on Range and Elvis Presley at the time, and it stayed closed for quite a while. And I decided that I wanted my children to continue in what I had already started, and so I was pushed to the point of opening a school because I wanted it to be in an area where, most of the children there had nothing to do. So it was really for the children in the community.
And how has it helped that community? Have you seen any changes? Do you get any testimonials? Do people come up to you and say, we're so happy that you have this, my kids have something to do? Or have you started with some small children and were you able to see them, graduate from high school and college and maybe come back and bring someone back?
Yes, as you were talking, I thought about some of the individuals that came up and got their black belt and became instructors and actually went on and became school owners. As a matter of fact, 2 of them are now masters. One is a master in South Haven, and the other is a master in Whitehaven, and that's Master Michael McGee and Master Nelson Bridgeford. Those individuals are, I would say, at the top if I had to think of some other students. But then there are other students that did go to college, and we had one that started school out in California, and there have been several that have gone on to become police officers. And um, as I mentioned a minute ago, those two gentlemen, well, they're both ministers as well. So that's kind of strange too, you know. And we are in the top 10% of our association. We're the three highest ranked black individuals in the association, and that's amazing to me that all of us are from the same area, and we all happen to be ministers, and we all happen to be masters and school owners. And I have to look back and think to myself, how did that happen? Had I not done what I did, then it may not have happened. But I'm glad that it did.
Thank you. Is there anything else you'd like to share for people? Maybe do you do any personal training if someone is looking to reach some type of fitness goals, or if they are interested in getting into martial arts? Can you tell them how they can get in touch with you and maybe how you could get them started?
Sure. My school is located in the Westwood area, there at 4469 US Highway 61 South. That's 3rd Street. It's right at 3rd and 4th Road. And if I don't care who you are, if you're trying to improve your fitness, you're trying to improve your awareness or your discipline, or you just really want to understand, you know, how martial arts can affect your life, come and see me, and we'll sit down and we'll talk about it, and I'll set up a program for you. It's a personal program, one-on-one, or if you want to be in a classroom with everyone else, that's fine too. But I guarantee you, you'll not make a mistake. It's family-oriented. This is a particular event or program, or you want to call it a sport, that all the people in the same family can enjoy. And I do give family discounts, but from a 5-year-old to 105, it doesn't matter. As long as you can walk in, I can help you. Hmm.
All right, thank you. So I can keep your magazine for a little bit,
Yes,
just so
yes,
I can. Okay.
yes, 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 yes.